Alright, this is Charles and John from Containment Crew, back again to mod the Ironman 3 Iron Flyer so that it shoots better, stronger, faster, harder.
Regular darts?
And regular darts.
Regular darts.
Regular darts.
Regular darts.
Because we did just attempt to throw this one in there as is, and Ironman did not fly straight.
Nope.
This happens to be, we believe, a switch shot spring. We kind of have a very large supply of springs that we don't quite know what they're from. But we're guessing that's a switch shot spring.
It seems about the right size.
Okay, so what we're going to do is just unscrew this. The plunger head. Take off the old spring. Throw it off to the side. Pop the new spring on there. Pop that back in. And the mods to that are done. Now just set that off to the we hope. Set that off to the side, and we are going to attempt to chop this off, drill in through here, and pop a piece of CPVC, obviously not this long, right in here so that it sockets in there well.
So we're going to cut, and we're going to take that piece off with the scroll saw.
Alright, we removed the original...
Take again.
Da, da, da.
Da, da, da.
What the hell do you call that piece?
I don't know.
We removed the original interior barrel.
Interior. Okay.
That's what we're calling it. If you have a problem with it, well, leave a comment.
No, don't encourage them to do that.
I like comments. See, I'm going to be that jerk that leaves random comments on our videos anyway. And you won't know who it is. Okay, now we're going to drill in through here with a 1/4-inch drill bit and then finish that up with a Dremel sanding wheel.
Something like that.
We hope.
We hope. Straighten it up. It's just... Was the air restrictor piece just spinning?
Yep.
Alright.
Might have to go at it from the other side.
Alright, so after playing around with this for a little while, we think it's probably still the best idea to go in at it from the front. So we've got a smaller grinding wheel on our Dremel, and we're just going to go at that hole and try to make it bigger and get the air restrictor out from the front.
Alright, after drilling it to exactly the right size, the air restrictor piece, originally... Backplate, yeah. That originally connected to this with a little bit more on there. Managed to pop right out just with a little bit of pressure.
And
you can see that the CPVC sockets in there nicely. Just have to get a little bit of epoxy putty in there to hold that in tight.
I think the other important thing that we should note is we did retain the back plate in there, which should act as a nice start-stop. So we'll be back after we've cleaned up the shavings out of this and mixed up some epoxy putty.
Alright, mixed up a batch of epoxy putty. Luckily I've got tiny little fingers, so I can just reach in.
Alright. Just bring it over here so that they can actually see where this is getting put in there.
Have to clean it up.
That's what spring hooks are for. Alright.
Alright. Now we've got that in there. I'm going to shove this in here.
Oh. Show what? I mean, they don't know exactly what we did. Gonna have to put the camera in there, so you can see where we put the epoxy putty down, right along there. We're gonna shove the CPVC down in there.
Get that nice and tight. I'm going to save a little bit just to wrap around this lip so if there is any excess anything, it should be stopped up real nice. And get that down there nice and tight. Looks like we managed to keep the main hole pretty much completely clear. Going to go back in that with probably with a drill bit and clean that out a little bit more.
There we go. Well, we don't want to get the epoxy putty anywhere on the inside of that. We want that to stay nice and smooth. So looks like we did a pretty good job at that. After that sets, the barrel should be locked in there fairly well. Not so worried about there being clumps in the back of the barrel though.
Not really, but I'd like one clean shot.
Yep.
Which we're gonna have to go back in with a drill bit after it's dried up a bit.
Alright, so we'll be back after that cures up.
Alright, we're back. We're not even going to throw this drill bit into drill because epoxy putty's soft.
At least until it hardens.
Even then, it's still pretty soft. And just going to throw the drill bit in there, clean it up a little bit.
So we want that air hole to be nice and unrestricted.
And if you can see in there, it looks pretty good now.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. It looks a lot cleaner.
Just going to take a rag, clean it up, lube it up, and pop it back together now. Alright. Clean that up so we have a nice surface to work with. Alright. Today we are using Orange Modworks silicone grease. Tend to like the way it performs. Just a little bit on your finger. Move that up. A little more. Lube up the tube. Alright, popping it back together.
Slide it around a little bit in there. Make sure the lube's all nice and distributed.
I'm gonna pop that down there. Hold it on.
4 hands are better than 1. You can just go to the opposite side and then you shouldn't have to hold it. This makes for very interesting YouTube, screwing in screws.
Alright. The one thing I did notice we forgot to do was bore out the tip of this barrel just a little bit. Just taking a clean X-Acto knife. This one was recently used for the epoxy putty. And just score it out just a little bit. Makes the dart slide in a little bit better.
And also there's less for it to catch on at the end. It's coming back out.
It's pretty good. It's a little bit of a
hopefully the camera picks that up. Just a little bit of a bevel in there.
Dart fits in there nice and snug. Want to slide it in like that. Keep in mind, this is going to be a one shot and you're done, so if it takes you 5 minutes to load, it doesn't matter. It won't, but alright. Prime's relatively easy. Fires pretty damn well.
It's much better prime than it was on the stock version of this thing. I'm just going to shoot it. Oh, hopefully you heard the whistle on that. But that wall that I shot at is about, I think it's 45 feet across this basement, and we're probably about 5 feet in, so that's probably about 40 feet away. So, I mean, that's not bad for a jolt. You know, hit nice and level on there. If that was a whistler, they tend to fly a bit straighter. But anyway, I don't know, for being a knockoff, a little bit of spring adjustment, slightly better barreling material, and it's probably work out all right.
It's a little wimpier with the Elites.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit. But there you have it. Tactical knife jolt made from an Ironman. What was this thing called? An Iron Flyer?
Ironman Iron Flyer, yes. There's Iron Man. Never to fly again.